Hello, and welcome to the Podmaster. I'm Neal Veglio. We're going to be looking into a bit of a hot topic inspired by a recent article on Vulture and the general conversations going on around video in podcasting in 2025. Podmaster! Okay, first and foremost, let's get the elephant out of the room, shall we? Yes, I'm an old fogey, an OGer, and here's the thing. Podcasting has always been about audio. It's intimate, portable, and it lets you do other things while you're listening in. But with the rise of video podcasts, led by those juggernauts like Joe Rogan and Call Her Daddy, which kind of lend themselves more to a visual, fly-on-the-wall kind of documentary style, we're now seeing more podcasters getting their faces out there. So is this the future, or is it just another fad? Well, that's what I'm hoping to figure out with you in this episode. First off, let's take a look at some of the actual numbers attached to all this. Now, according to reports like Sound You Can See and The Infinite Dial, YouTube is the fastest growing platform for podcast consumption. Now, putting aside the fact that YouTube is not a podcast app per se, still, nearly 88% of video podcast viewers have used YouTube in the last 30 days. And that's huge. So it begs the question, is this about video or just YouTube being massive? Let's look into it. Here's why video is making waves. It's the visuals. It's as simple as that. People like seeing the face behind the mic. It creates a deep connection and adds a layer of accessibility. For creators, platforms like YouTube and TikTok offer exposure to wider audiences. It's not just about listeners anymore, it's now about viewers too, and that means a different approach and modality. Now hey, let's not forget that videos are good for social media snippets. Think about those flashy 60-second reels you see popping up everywhere. Wives, daughters, and girlfriends are now getting exposed to this previously fairly nerdy content. But, and here's the kicker, this shift isn't for everyone. Video production is costly, and not every podcaster has the gear or know-how. Plus, let's be honest about it, some people just have a face for radio, myself included, hence the radio career. You know what? That's okay. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Most video podcast viewers are already podcast listeners. They're not ditching audio, they're just mixing it up a little bit. I have to admit, I am one of those people. I will watch YouTube videos, and if I see a podcast clip come up in my feed, I'll probably watch it. Why not? I'm curious. Many fans consume both formats depending on what they're doing at the time. Driving? You're probably listening to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. At home with a cuppa? Maybe you're putting on YouTube. And for podcasters, the hybrid model is where that magic lies. You can repurpose your content. You don't really have to go to any extra effort. Just record it in both formats at the same time, and then slap the audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and upload the video version to YouTube. On a very basic level, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you're going to polish it up, great. But if you want to leverage YouTube, sometimes it could be that simple. It's all about maximizing reach without doubling your workload. Of course, that is a massive oversimplification. Adding video does mean extra production costs and skills if you want to get real results from this platform. Editing visuals is a different beast from cutting audio. Plus, there's that accessibility issue. Not everyone's got the bandwidth or the interest to stream video podcasts. And then, I hate to bring it back to it, but there is the essence of podcasting to consider. That cozy audio-only vibe lets listeners focus on the story, not the visuals. Some argue that video risks diluting that unique charm. So, look, I get it. This is an early 2025 release of a podcast episode, and plans are afoot for most people who are going to be listening to this. And you're going to want an answer. Do you get into video podcasting, or do you just wait by the wings and see what happens? Well, look, here's my advice. If you're a podcaster, don't panic. Audio isn't going anywhere, but video is an emerging tool for those who can pull it off. So experiment, see what works for you and your audience. And remember, whether you're doing audio or video or both, the most important thing is delivering content that resonates and entertains. And authenticity beats fancy graphics any day of the week and twice on a Thursday. I myself, I'm going to be dabbling a little bit more with video, and I'm certainly going to be helping clients leverage it as well. But what I'm not going to be doing is forcing creators to embrace video podcasting almost like the magic bullet, because I don't think it is. Yes, I'm starting to see increased numbers of views on videos that we're creating through YouTube for podcasters, but you're still not going to be getting as much organic traffic to your YouTube videos as you can do if you're really nailing down your SEO optimization in the podcast apps. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Podmaster. Don't forget to click follow in your favorite app. And if you want to grow your podcast, make sure you check out my offers at podnose.co.uk. If you're looking to start a podcast, then my ultimate launch checklist is a must. And you'll find that on the homepage at podmastery.co. Until the next episode, keep striving to attain pod mastery.
The Podmaster is a Podnose production. Find out more about us at podnose.co.uk.